Well, hello everybody. My name is Christopher. I am British, as you can probably tell from my accent. I was a lawyer in London for a long time and, of course, appeared in court many, many times. Um, I have been in Hong Kong now for 9 years, and over the years I have taught many people how to do presentations, and that could be adults or students at school. I have taught many how to recite a poem for a speech festival or just a poem at school. Most students have to deliver a poem or other piece as part of their English class, and it can be pretty scary. But there's no need to be worried. If you use your best English pronunciation and intonation, you will be fine. So what is the difference between pronunciation and intonation? Well, pronunciation is just the way you say the word. For example, pronunciation, pronunciation. Now, if I were to say that very quickly, pronunciation, well, yes, I have pronounced it correctly, but my enunciation is not very good. It's too fast. So when you are performing any poem, you need to have good pronunciation and good enunciation. Enunciation is saying the word clearly. So let me just read what you see in front of you for the moment, just with pronunciation and enunciation, with no intonation, which is quite different, and I'll explain that to you in just a moment. So here we go. Most students have to deliver a poem or other piece as part of their English class. It can be pretty scary, but there is no need to be worried. Now, what I can do is to give you two versions of the poem that you want to recite. The first one is just with good pronunciation and enunciation, like you've just heard me speak. The next will be also with intonation. Now, intonation is not just what you say, but how you say it. For example, let's say you see the phrase, "It is raining." Now, you can say that in a different way. You can say, "It's raining," meaning that you are very disappointed. Or it could be, "It's raining," and you're happy because you have sown seeds and there hasn't been rain for a long time. So the way you say it is important. Another example, let's say someone's given you a present and you really don't like it. Now, you could say, "Well, thank you very much," and most polite people would do that. But you might also say, "Thank you very much." Now, saying it that way suggests that you don't like it. So even though you are saying "thank you very much," you are saying it in a way that will tell the listener that you are not happy with the present. Okay, so what I will do is give you two versions of the poem. The first with excellent pronunciation and enunciation in my BBC English, and the second with intonation also. And this will make your audience want to listen to you and be really entertained. Now, the beauty of the internet is that it doesn't matter where in the world you are. So you might be in Russia or South America, Taiwan, China, Hong Kong. It doesn't matter, because I can send this poem to you by email. Okay, so we're going to have a look at a particular poem. It's very, very popular, and it's called The Hippopotamus's Birthday. So I shall be back in just a moment with that. So here we have The Hippopotamus's Birthday by Evie Rio. This is a really popular poem. Um, some students like it because it seems a bit crazy that a hippopotamus is having a birthday, and very often students don't really understand what the poem is about. It's one thing to know what happens in a poem, and that's the story, but what it's about is a different matter. So what is this poem about? As you read through it, you can see that the hippopotamus has saved one parcel right to the very end, and it's a really big one. Why? Because he thinks that's going to be the very best present. But it isn't. And he's really disappointed. And it makes him cry. But what does he do? Does he say, "Thank you very much"? Does he make a fuss? Does he make the people who gave him the present feel bad? No, he doesn't. This is a poem about coping with disappointment. The little hippopotamus doesn't want to upset the people who bought him the present, because they obviously thought it was a great present. But you can just imagine the scene. Everybody's waiting, everybody's watching to see what's in this big parcel, and they all think it's going to be a lovely present. And then when they see how upset the hippopotamus is, they will all feel so sorry for them, but also they will appreciate how polite and well-mannered the hippopotamus is. So let me do the first 3 lines with just pronunciation and enunciation, and then I will do them with some intonation. He has opened all his parcels but the largest and the last. His hopes are at their highest. Now, if you are a non-native English speaker, saying the poem in this way will really help you with your English accent. Some people say it doesn't matter if you don't have a good English accent, but I really disagree. I think most people would understand that if you have a good English accent, your poem is going to sound better. And it's true, isn't it, that if you are a non-native English speaker, but you have a good English accent, you actually sound smarter. That must be right. So saying the poem like that helps you with your accent. Now I'm going to do those first 3 lines, but this time with intonation. The Hippopotamus's Birthday by Evie Rio. He has opened all his parcels but the largest and the last. His hopes are at their highest. Okay, so you can see the difference there. And if one goes through the whole poem using good intonation, it will make the listener want to listen. Let's just go down to the second paragraph, to the part where it says, "And the thank you that he uttered was the saddest ever heard." Now just imagine that you are there, you are at the birthday party, and you watch that little hippopotamus as though those 2 tears fall down from his eyes. When you are saying this poem, this is how you might want to say the next 2 lines. And the thank you that he uttered was the saddest ever heard. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example of how you can use intonation to make the reader or the listener really understand what the poem is about and make it interesting. So if you are entering any speech festival anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter, India, South America, France, Hong Kong, Germany, it does not matter. I can help you with your English accent, your pronunciation, your enunciation and intonation. So write to me at hongkongspeechfestival@gmail.com, and you can see below my website. I hope to hear from you. Bye-bye.